So if you've just finished Boots Season 1, you're probably sitting there wondering what's next for Cameron and the rest of Platoon 2032. And honestly, there's a lot to unpack here. Let me break down everything we know about a potential Season 2. Season 1 recap, Cameron's journey. Let's quickly recap where we left off. Throughout Season 1, Cameron Cope and his platoon go through this incredibly challenging but ultimately rewarding journey. The story kicks off with Cameron deciding to use the buddy system to enlist in the Marines alongside his best friend Ray. But here's the thing. Unlike Ray, Cameron is closeted, and he's carrying this massive secret that could literally land him behind bars if anyone found out. During his training, Cameron meets and bonds with the other guys from his platoon, and they truly become brothers in arms. He also gets this complicated mentor in Sergeant Sullivan, who's a transfer from Guam. What makes Sullivan so interesting is that his ability to relate to Cameron actually makes him crack down even harder on him, while still genuinely looking out for his well-being. It's this really complex dynamic. By the end of Season 1, Cameron, Ray, and their co-recruits officially become Marines, which opens up this whole new world of possibilities for them, for better or for worse. Release date speculation. Now here's the big question. When could Season 2 actually happen? There hasn't been any official renewal announcement yet, but the show definitely has plenty of potential to evolve into a second season. So if an announcement comes soon enough, there's a real possibility that Boots could return for Season 2 in 2027. Season 1 ending, the deployment bombshell. Let's talk about that ending, because it changes everything. Season 1 wraps up at the end of Cameron's 13-week boot camp training. He's officially a full-fledged Marine now. Even though his mother Barbara showed up in the 11th hour with a loophole that could have gotten him out of actually enlisting, Cameron chooses to stick by his decision. His time with Sullivan had given him a glimpse into the real risks of pursuing a military career as a closeted gay man. But for Cameron, the benefits, the camaraderie, the brotherhood, the sense of purpose, they outweighed those significant risks. So he joins his Marine brothers for a celebratory drink at a bar. But then, everything shifts. Cameron and Ray's attention gets pulled to a television screen where the Defense Secretary is announcing plans to deploy U.S. Marines to Saudi Arabia in response to Iraq's invasion of Kuwait. Just like that, Platoon 2032 is facing an incredibly daunting future. They're likely going to be deployed overseas to fight in the looming Gulf War. Why the 1990s setting matters. Here's something really interesting. The show's creator, Andy Parker, always intended to bring his characters to this exact moment at the end of Season 1. In fact, it's one of the main reasons the show is set in the 1990s instead of 1979, which is the era described in the source material, Greg Cope White's memoir, The Pink Marine. Parker spoke about this in a conversation with the New York Times, revealing that he specifically wanted to have the specter of the First Persian Gulf War on the horizon for a potential Season 2. Season 2 plot, what to expect. So what would Season 2 actually look like? It's likely the show would take a pretty jarring turn, probably showing Cameron and his co-Marines in the build-up to getting deployed as part of U.S. aid to Saudi Arabia. The stakes are going to be completely different now. Confirmed cast returns. Now let's talk cast. While it's still uncertain whether the entire Platoon 2032 will stick with Cameron for this uncertain future, we can at least expect his best friend Ray to stay by his side. Remember, they used the buddy system during enlistment, so they're supposed to stay together. This means alongside lead actor Miles Heizer, fans can definitely look forward to Liam O making a comeback. Potential returning cast members. Depending on which direction the narrative goes, there's also a high chance that the other former recruits will return. That's Nash, played by Dominic Goodman, Slovacek, played by Kieran Moore, Santos, played by Rico Paris, Hicks, played by Angus O'Brien, Cody, played by Brandon Tyler Moore, and John, played by Blake Burt. Uncertain returns, authority figures. But things get more uncertain when we talk about the authority figures in Cameron's life. Given his decision to stay in the Army, his connection with his mother Barbara would likely be cut off. Still, It would be really satisfying to keep track of the emotional developments in their relationship during deployment. So Season 2 could definitely benefit from Vera Farmiga reprising the role. You could make a similar argument for Max Parker's character, Sullivan. His AWOL adventures could add some serious variety to the plot, so his return would be interesting to see. New characters coming. While the return of many cast members is still up in the air, fans can rest assured that plenty of new faces will likely join Boots for a potential Season 2. Between new commanding officers, brothers-in-arms, and other officers, there's going to be tons of room for fresh character introductions. Cameron's love life, what Miles Heizer wants to see. Here's something fans are really curious about: Cameron's personal life. In Season 1, we catch glimpses of Cameron trying to expand his pretty much non-existent love life. Even though all of these attempts mostly end in failure, a potential Season 2 could offer a completely different story for the character. And get this, Miles Heizer himself has expressed interest in exploring this storyline in the future. In an interview with Radio Times, he said, "It would be interesting to see him navigating that, especially in this military world. That would be cool. But like Max Parker said, there are so many different directions and so many things I would love to see. But just for fun, I'd like to see a little romance." Ray's character development, Liam O's hopes. As for Ray, Liam O shared his own wishes for his character's future. He said, he ends the first season in this interesting spot of really questioning the path that he's been on for the first time since he was a kid. I would like to see him continue to interrogate the choices that he's made in his life, or the choices that he hasn't made, that have been made for him by his father, by this sense of duty that he has. I want him to really find out what he believes for himself. Final thoughts. So yeah, there's plenty of scope for storytelling in Season 2 that would expand and enhance these characters and their narratives. The foundation is there, the cast wants to come back, and that ending set up something huge. Now we just have to wait and see if we get that official renewal announcement. What do you think? Are you hoping for a Season 2? What storylines do you want to see explored? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more.